Welcome to On the Edge with J.P.Devine from Central Maine Sunday. On the Edge with J.P.Devine Audio is sponsored by Sprague & Curtis Real Estate, the largest full-service real estate brokerage in Central Maine's capital region, selling properties, helping people, getting it done. Visit their website at spragueandcurtis.com. Now here's J.P.Devine.
Lower your window! Good morning. Has everyone recovered from my fake journey down Joseph Conrad's Heart of Darkness? Oh, I'm so sorry my attempt at satire scared you all awake. Even though most of the concerns were about she, I do appreciate your many notes and calls. I promise not to do it again. To avoid any further fears, I've trashed the column about our trip to Nairobi by balloon. Sensing a more secure future, I told my lawn man to continue to cut the grass and include me in his winter snow blowing schedule. I will also continue to have the trash picked up and order ripe bananas and baked beans for the coming weeks. You see how refreshed I am after asylum? Oh, I can't quit, can I? Oh, gee. Yes, the car. It sits there in the dark garage like a petulant child. I can hear it grumbling in the night. What happened to fun rides to Augusta and Freeport? And that fun drive through Starbucks? It now seems safe to run my beloved Toyota through the brushes and fountains and remove any trace of the virus that may have tainted it while it sat idle in my garage. That should cheer it up. But then I recall the terrifying experience of my last visit on the early weeks of the attack, when everyone was in the first stages of the jitters. We had yet to full embrace masks or gloves, but the bad news was coming in by the hour. My local car wash is a very modern, high-tech business. It seems to please everyone but me. Still, I continued to be confused by the dueling gates, buttons, and choices on the card machine. So, on a bright spring day, I bravely followed a woman in a green Volvo into the line, and I watched carefully how she did it and made notes on my iPhone. 1. Read and select one of the choices on the menu. It lists prices that range from $10 to $20. I hate choices. Choices. Oh, if I had been on that game show where you have to pick the right door, I'd wind up with a year's supply of nail polish. 2, insert credit card in slot. Oh boy, I'm really bad at card sliding. I always put the card in backwards or sideways, upside down, or use the wrong card. Just last week, I tried to buy gas with my expired Subway card. But this device looks complicated. I fear one misstep, and lights will flash, and a siren will go off. I decided to give it a try. The gates didn't go up. I began to sweat. I started pressing all the buttons, even the $20 button. Even if there was a Deluxe Lexus, only $50 button, I would have pressed it. Cars were lining up behind me. I'm thinking, please, oh, don't let them start honking. Cars then started flashing the lights. I guess tempers are fragile. I began to sweat. Then I saw it in the top right corner in the small, almost invisible letters, the help button. Most cars were pulling in. Oh, then I saw him, a big muscular guy with a wet company T-shirt coming toward me from the steamy interior of the washbox, like Kaiser Soche from The Usual Suspects. I just knew I had interrupted his cigarette break. He stopped at my window, towering over me. His lips moved. I could see tiny drops of moisture from his lips floating in the air in slow motion, each drop in my imagination, a virus bullet aimed at my face. I kept my window up, the door locked. He spoke. What's the problem? The words floated in the air between us, like jellied blobs of virus phlegm. He grew impatient and shouted, Roll your window down! I was frozen and embarrassed. I had forgotten to bring a mask, and he wasn't wearing one. Oh, he spoke again in a booming baritone and made a rolling gesture to lower the window. I shouted, "My card didn't work!" He leaned in closer, pressed against the glass. "Give me your card!" I froze. That would expose myself to the deadly droplets. Have him fondle my card with his sweaty hands, thus changing and possibly terminating my life. Oh, exhausted with me, the guy smiled. He raised the gate and waved me through. I thought it was over. No such luck. I pushed into the washroom, and another employee's lips moved. Keeping the window down, I shouted, "What?" He shouted back, "Put it in neutral." It's clear that I won't be going back to the car wash this summer or anywhere else where I would be required to lower my window, except maybe a drive through the confessional. Anyone know of one?
Thanks for listening to On the Edge with J.P.Devine from Central Maine Sunday. On the Edge with J.P.Devine is sponsored by Sprague & Curtis Real Estate, the largest full-service real estate brokerage in Central Maine's capital region. Selling properties, helping people, getting it done. Visit their website at spragueandcurtis.com. Make sure you pick up Central Maine Sunday this week wherever newspapers are sold, and visit our website at centralmaine.com.